I'd like to talk a few minutes about the uh, Moon or the nationally known Moonies. I attend a church in Newfoundland and am very proud to know the Moon family. I never did, in fact, meet Reverend Sun Young Moon, but one of the things I point out to anybody is that his ministry for God attracted more people than any other minister for God since Jesus Christ's time. Uh, and People call the Moonies a cult. Uh, I'm fine with that. They should, but please be aware that it is a cult of universal love for the people around them. They totally support, they are attempting to bring heaven on earth. That is their sole goal. Uh, if you want to call it a cult, it's a cult of love and strong family values. They promote strong family values. Uh, they, in most cases, they actually homeschool their children, which I consider kind of a mistake, because in my opinion, I've been around homeschooled young men and women, and it kind of retards their social development outside of their family circle. So it's not like I'm 100% in favor, but Reverend Sun Young Moon did in fact bring multiple millions of people to a strong connection with God. I believe that God has blessed my life many times in many ways. I don't see how anyone that could look at my website or read my book, Beyond My Wildest Dreams, and believe that God has not blessed my life. When I'm at the church myself, on Sundays at 11 o'clock it starts, I honestly believe that God is there. I invite Him I do deep breathing exercises to invite God into my body. And I honestly feel that I feel like God is going through my body, cleansing my body. I have beaten brain aneurysm. I have beaten colon cancer in the last 2 or 3 years since I've been going to that church. I believe that I am a walking miracle, a combination of God and very, very good physical health through the Moses Taylor Hospital in Scranton. And Surgeon Christine Kelly, who has operated on me half a dozen times, including 2 colon cancer operations, and hernia operation, and I can't see how anyone could look at my website, read my book, and believe that God has not blessed my life many times in many ways. I have lived almost every dream I've ever had. I have and I've carried guns for years. I've been licensed to carry guns since 1980. I have no desire to hurt anyone. During that entire time, I never met anyone that I would even consider showing the gun to. Never mind having to use it in self-defense. One time when I was attacked, I did not have the gun. I had the carry permit, but I did not have the gun with me. And I told the police later that I was very, very glad that I didn't have it. It worked out well, and I was knocked to the ground, but I got back up and told the young man that hit me, "Don't make me hurt you now." Both of the young men that were involved as soon as I stood up and faced them, they rabbited. They took off down the road, and so I'm actually glad I didn't have the gun, but I honestly believe that more good people should own and carry guns. The right to keep and bear arms is guaranteed in the Constitution of the United States, and that should be universal across the United States. My right to keep and bear arms is as important to me as any right I have as an American citizen. I make a strong case for the AR automatic rifle by saying that all across this country there are home invasions. And if I'm in a home invasion situation, or you are, or anyone else is, I don't want to be changing clips during the shootout. I want to start with enough of bullets to start it and enough of bullets to end it. I want to be the last guy shooting. Almost anybody would be given the first shot. And if they didn't make that good, I would expect it to be over very quickly. The AR is the best weapon you can have in your hand as a self-defense weapon, a home invasion weapon, and not be limited by the number of shots I can use to defend my home. Many of these home invasions are multiple people home invasions, and that's why I believe in the right. The civilian population that's the best possible reason for owning an AR, an automatic rifle, and I personally do not own one. My home defense weapons at this time are pistols and shotguns. But I would prefer to own an AR in that situation. God forbid it ever happens to me. God forbid it ever happens to anyone else. But it does, in fact, happen. The shootings and all the mass shootings that have occurred in gun-free zones. A gun-free zone can be said a different way. It can be said safety zone for killers. They both say the same thing, they are just spelled differently. A man, the murderer, the maniac with the gun, walks into a gun-free zone and says, I have lots of time to do lots of shooting, and there's nobody here that can shoot back. That's why he goes there. He expects to do his whatever he wants to do, and maybe he'll get away with it. That's what they're saying when they're going into these gun-free zones to slaughter people. The best example now is the country of France, where the police had to go and sign out their weapons before they could respond, which took them 2.5 hours. The bad guys with the guns, with the ARs, who were in the country illegally, were able to last for 2.5 hours without a shot being fired in their direction. Wayne LaPierre's good guy with a gun solved the church shooting here in America. That man is an American hero. He stopped a mass murdering with his AR. Please remember that the Moon Organization is a cult of love and peace and strong family values.